Ask Lori, a show designed to give a better perspective on relationships no matter what the circumstance may be. You can start, have, and keep unstoppable relationships. Lori Ann Davis can tell you how. Have questions? Need answers? Ask Lori.
Thank you for tuning in to the only station giving you double the information and inspiration. WDRB Media and WGIV, the soul of Charlotte. This is Ask Lori, and I'm your host, Lori Ann Davis. Don't let love and passion get lost in your life. As your relationship specialist, I'm here to share secrets with you every week, helping you create unstoppable relationships. I want to welcome you to this week's show. I'm so pleased that you've joined us today. I am here to help you find, keep, and renew that love and passion in your life. Whether you're single or in a relationship, this show is for you. I bring you the benefits of 28 years experience helping people to create the relationships of their dreams, and I'm so excited to help you with yours. Do you have questions? I'm sure that you must. Please email them to me at WGIVAskLori, Lori, at gmail.com. Then be sure to listen in every week where we will take those questions. Sometimes I answer the questions, or sometimes I just use them to create a topic for the show. Today, we are discussing inspiring words for your relationship. But first, we need to thank our sponsor, Dr. Jeff Zeitel at Zeitel Family Chiropractic, where you go to discover the true wellness lifestyle. Dr. Zeitel provides a whole host of solutions to help you get over your current condition and to feel better than you ever have before. He's who I trust to take my family to for all of our chiropractic needs. He's located in the Ballantyne area and can be reached at 704-544-8881. That's 704-544-8881. And today we are discussing inspiring words for your relationships. We all need a little inspiration every now and then. Actually, I could use some inspiration every day. Our guest today has written a book called Healing Words, Life Lessons to Inspire. It is a wonderful book that you are going to learn about in a few minutes. Since I'm a relationship specialist and this show focuses about how to have more love and passion in your life, we're going to talk for a minute about a few inspiring words and thoughts for your relationships. The first word I want you to consider is motive. Are you doing for others because you love them and you're a team? If that's not your motive, then you might have to give a little bit of thought to what your motive is in the relationship. The next word I want you to consider is, or it's actually two words, unconditional love. This is the greatest gift that you can give someone else. This means that we love them for who they are, just the way they are, not trying to change them. There's a big difference there. So those are a couple of words I want you to be thinking about, but don't go anywhere, because when we come back, we are going to meet today's guest and get lots of inspiration for your relationships and your life. You're listening to Ask Lori, and I'm your host, Lori Ann Davis. You're tuned in to WDRB Media and WGIV, the soul of Charlotte. Zippy Shell Mobile Self-Storage is the most convenient and affordable short and long-term storage solution in the Charlotte and surrounding areas. Call 704-323-4056. We are convenient. We deliver the storage containers to your door. You load it at your convenience. We pick it up and store it for you and return it when you are ready. Our facility is alarmed and climate controlled. Save time, save money, save everything with Zippy Shell. Call us at 704-323-4056. That's 704-323-4056. We are part of Premier Barter Exchange and are a family-owned and operated company. If you or a loved one are unable to venture easily from your home due to injury, illness, or disability, Compassion Salon Services can provide you with a rejuvenating hair salon service in the privacy and comfort of your own home. please call 704-774-2204 for more information, or visit us on the web at compassionsalon.com. Compassion Salon Services for immobilized persons. We believe the enrichment of life lies through compassion for the soul. So call us at 704-774-2204. That's 704-774-2204 for your in-home salon services. Welcome back to WDRB Media and WGIV, the soul of Charlotte, and those streaming live through the free TuneIn radio app. You're listening to Ask Lori, and I'm your host, Lori Ann Davis. If you're just tuning in, we are discussing inspiring words for your relationships. Joining me in the studio today is Mary Ellen CIganovich, who is an inspiration to many people through her life experiences and her new book, Healing Words, Life Lessons to Inspire. Today, she's here to talk to us about learning to love yourself. And Mary Ellen, thank you so much for joining us today. I'm so happy that you're with us. I have to tell you that I read your book and I really enjoyed it. It just uplifted me and made me feel good as I was reading it.
Well, that's good. That's what it's supposed to do. And thank you, Lori. Thank you so much for having me on your show.
Good. I'm so glad you're here today. So we're going to talk a little about love and relationships. You've got some great advice that you want to share with people. One of the first things let's talk about, at the end we'll talk about how to get your book. So we'll make sure that we leave time for you to let everybody know about that. But let's talk a little bit about what is your learned picture of love? I love this concept and this idea, and I think that our listeners are going to get a lot of information that's really helpful for them out of this.
Well, this is so important in any relationship or for any person going through life, because whatever your learned picture of love is, that's what you're expecting from the other person. And a lot of times people won't show you love the way your picture of love is. So you think you're not getting love from them, but you're getting love, you're getting their picture of love. So it's really important for couples or for people to understand, okay, my picture of love is this, and my husband's picture of love might be doing handiwork around the house to make sure the house is safe and secure. That might be his picture of love.
Exactly,
because
yes.
Somebody's not showing you love the way your picture of love is doesn't mean they don't love you. It just means that their picture of love is different.
Yes, exactly. And we have to learn to understand how they're showing us love and to feel that love when they are giving it to us.
Exactly.
Right. Doesn't mean we can't also communicate with them that maybe there might be some other things that they could do that we would like as well.
Yeah, and that's what people need to do, is to sit down with a partner or with themselves or with another partner, spouse, whatever, say, hey, my picture of love is for you to bring me some flowers or for you to take me to a movie or a dinner or whatever, or be romantic or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, that is what I need for me from you.
Exactly, exactly. But then also understanding and feeling loved when they are showing us love in their way. So it's both ways. Yes.
And you need to commend it and say, I really appreciate you mowing the yard or fixing the things around the house. I know you do that to show me that you love me.
Mm-hmm. Yes, exactly. And when we do that, I think when we acknowledge how they are showing us love and we accept that, even if it's not the way we would like it, the most, when we do that, they are then more receptive, I think, to showing us ways that they love us that we would also like. So adding that to that, they're more receptive to that when we're appreciating what they're already doing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You talk a little bit about why it's important to love yourself. And so let's talk about that. Before we can really love somebody else, let's talk about the importance of loving ourselves.
Well, you have to love yourself before you can give love to someone else, because you can't give to somebody else something you don't have inside yourself. It's just like if you asked me for a quarter. and let's say I didn't have any quarters. I had dollars or dimes or whatever, but I didn't have any quarters. Okay, I couldn't give you a quarter. I don't have it. Okay, so until you love yourself, until you accept yourself, until you say, hey, I'm a good person just the way I am. I love myself. Let me give myself a hug. Let me do something good for myself today. Then you will see love coming from other people. You have to be love yourself. You have to first be the love you seek in others.
Most definitely. You know, I see this sometimes when I'm working with singles and they're frustrated because they can't find a partner. And when we start talking, there's all this negativity and they just are not happy and they're projecting all of that negative out and they don't understand why they can't find a partner, you know. So
yeah, exactly. Like a lot of times when I'm working with somebody, I'll say, well, write down the characteristics you want in a relationship. And I'll give them some time. And then I say, you become those characteristics.
Yes, exactly.
That relationship will be there for you.
Yes, definitely. Great advice. Yes. You know, you mentioned something when we were talking prior to doing the show that I really like. You talked about relationships with anyone or a mirror for you. So I'd love for you to talk to the audience a little bit about that.
Well, I teach people the simple philosophy of one finger out, three fingers back. Meaning the good you see in other people are the good you have inside yourself. And conversely, the things about other people that hook you, especially in a relationship, are God's way or the universe's way, however you want to hear that, of you looking at yourself and saying, okay, why am I seeing that? Is that my mother replaying itself in my life? They're not doing anything to you that you're not choosing to see. Everything's a mirror for you, whether it's a relationship, whether it's your children, no matter what it is in life. It's all there to be learned from. A diagnosis, any kind of illness, is all there to be learned from. And if you can always approach it with love and say, okay, what do I need to learn from this? Look in the mirror. One finger out, three fingers back. Why are you getting hooked by it? And it doesn't mean that you just can't see something that's not right. I'm saying that if you see something and it bothers you, and the next day it bothers you, and the next day it bothers you, okay, why are you hooked by it?
Right.
What do you need to learn from it?
Very good. Yes, that's great advice. The other thing that we sort of talked about that I think is fabulous is that the whole idea of assumptions and relationships can be really dangerous. And they generally aren't true, are they?
No, 99% of all assumptions are false. And it's gotten so funny around my house with my husband and I. I've been married 17 years now, going on this year. And he'll make an assumption, or he'll just do something and without saying anything, and it's an assumption. And I just look at him and I say 99. All I have to do is say 99%. He goes, all assumptions are false. I'm like, yeah, why didn't you check it out? Why didn't you say something?
It is true. We can get in such fights and arguments and get our feelings hurt over things that we assume, and we don't check them out first to find out that they're not true. So I loved that one. I think that is so important. You know, I know that
it all goes back to judgments and expectations and motives, and I teach people to get out of all of those.
It does, and sometimes it can have to do with, I remember when I was newer into this new relationship that I am in, and you know, sometimes I would say something and I would look at his reaction and think, what did I say that caused that reaction? And when we talked about it, it was an assumption, or it was a hook back from something that had happened in the past. And it wasn't what I meant at all, you know, and once we kind of clarified that quit happening. But it is important.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yes.
So many people, we make assumptions on all different levels, and then we step back and go, why did I do that? Just like what you said, why did I do that?
Mm-hmm. Yes. There's another thing, too, that I think is connected or related, and that is the little word but that gets people in so much trouble in relationships. You know, yes, but, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You never want to use the word but is a negative word. And once you say the word but, people are going to shut you down. They're not going to hear what you say after that because they know it's coming with a negative. It's just like, let's say your husband did something good, and you say, well, honey, I really like the way you painted the garage, but I really wish you'd cleaned out the basement.
Yeah, you just took away the positive you gave, yes.
In the garage, all that good work he did.
Yes. Exactly. And it puts them on the defensive.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, you always want to use and.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, honey, I really love the way you cleaned out the garage, and maybe next week the two of us together can do the basement.
I love that. That's great. That kind of communication is really going to get you much further with your partner than telling them what they've done wrong, than yelling at them, fussing at them, being negative. You know, all that is just going to make them run the other direction. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, people usually aren't listening. They're thinking about what they're going to say to defend their point.
Exactly.
You have to make sure the person is really listening to you.
Yeah, and talk to us about how you do that. If you want somebody to hear you, how do you talk to them? Besides, we've talked about that you don't want to use negatives. What else do you need to be sure to do? How do you talk to them?
Well, a lot of times a woman will go up to a man or something like man, woman, whatever, and say, you know, we need to talk. Well, as soon as a man hears that, he knows he's in the doghouse.
Yep.
He knows he's in trouble.
Yep.
So he's going to shut down. But if you sit down on a couch or whatever and you get quiet and you have music on or whatever, you'll say you're having a glass of wine, and you say to him, you know, what I need for me from you are more moments like this. What I need for me from you is, let's take a long walk together. What it is, you take ownership of it. Whatever, what I need for me from you is to listen. So right now, if you would just be calm and listen to me, I would really appreciate that. And you keep your voice in a calm tone.
Yes.
You can't say something like that and say it like, I really want you to listen.
Right.
That doesn't work.
You know, I think that women sometimes forget how much men want to please us and how much they want to be successful in relationships. But we have to be careful that we're not always telling them what they've done wrong, because if we make them feel like they can't succeed and they can't please us enough, they quit trying, ladies.
Oh, exactly. And a lot of times, even though you are saying things that the man or the spouse does correctly, he's still going to pick up and focus on, oh, but you said that was negative. You said that was, you know, I mean, even in my own relationship here, you know, sometimes people come back and say, oh, but you said this was negative. I said, do you not hear all the hundreds of times I say that you're the greatest guy in the world?
Right.
You know, hello.
That's, yes. Yeah, so they have to work for, you know, because we don't want to just pick on the women, but, you know, the men also need to make sure that they're acknowledging and being tuned into when their partner is saying good things to them as well.
And you really need to speak in what I call picture words, because most people, well, little kids especially, don't have something called inner speech. Okay. So let's say you want a child to walk in the house. Okay. And you say, Johnny, don't run in the house. Well, there's a picture word for run, and there's a picture word for house. What is the picture word for don't?
Right.
There's not one.
No.
So Johnny hears run in the house, and he keeps running.
Mm-hmm.
But if you take him by the hand and say, Johnny, we always walk in the house, and you demonstrate it, then he really heard you. And I'm thoroughly convinced that actually all people need to speak in picture words, because when you use negatives or when you use a word that doesn't have a picture for it, people do not tend to hear you as well.
True, or they might not understand what you're saying, because your definition of a word might be, like if you're saying, I need more love from you. Well, like you said, love's not a picture word, and what we talked about in the beginning, how you're feeling loved and what that means to you might not mean the same thing to the other person. So they might think, okay, I'll show you more love, and then you're saying, I still need more love, why am I not getting it? Well, because you didn't understand what that meant, so you weren't clear.
Yeah, you need to say, I need more love. Okay, what is your picture of love?
Right. Yes.
Be very specific.
Yes, and I think that, some of these things are great things for couples, but they're also good for people that are single, that are looking for a relationship, to kind of talk a little bit about these things beforehand so that they know what the other person's picture of a relationship or what love really is like.
Yeah, and for people who are single, I hear from so many people that are single that, they don't like to be alone. Well, if you don't like to be alone with you, then why would somebody else want to be alone with you?
That's
you really
true.
have to be okay being alone with you. And that goes back to learning to love yourself.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Before you can actually seek out someone else. We're taught in our society to seek out somebody else to complete us.
Right.
Be complete anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Be complete first.
Definitely. So we have a little bit of time left, and I want to make sure you have time to talk about your book and to tell people how they can get it, because I really like it, and I think everybody should go get it.
Oh, thanks. It's Healing Words, Life Lessons to Inspire. And if you go on Amazon, you do have to go through the whole title. You can go to askmaryellen.com, which is a website, www.askmaryellen.com, and there are links on different places to buy it. There's also a link on Facebook where you can follow my Truth of the Day that I post on Monday through Friday. And I just don't post a truth. I then try to explain it. So I did that just to do something different that would tie in with my book. My book has little vignettes on everything from awareness through to faith and forgiveness. And I ask people to read it through all the way first. Put it down and think about what you read. But in your quiet time with God or the universe, go through and just flip to one of the vignettes. Read that and keep it with you all day as you go through your day. Come back and reread it at night to see what you learned about you. Because that's what your life is about, learning about yourself. And then you can find somebody else in your life, too.
That's wonderful. I thank you so much for being with us. You had great information to share, and you were definitely a blessing to have on our show.
Well, thank you so much, Lori. I really appreciate your time.
Great. All right, and listeners, don't go anywhere. After the break, we will continue our discussion on inspiring words for your relationship. You're listening to Ask Lori, and I'm your host, Lori Ann Davis. You're tuned in to WDRB Media and WGIV, the soul of Charlotte.
I'm Peyton Manning, and I joined Nationwide because they put members first. And what's important to you is important to them.
What about my car?
Yep.
My retirement?
Uh-huh.
Our house?
Definitely. Protecting what you care about. Just another way Nationwide does it right. Nationwide is on your side.
Nationwide Mutual Insurance Company and affiliates, Columbus, Ohio. Paid spokesperson, subject to underwriting guidelines and scales and availability vary.
Contact Nationwide agent Chance Perry for a free quote today. The only chance you want to take when protecting your business, life, and belongings. It's 704-554-5701. That's 704-554-5701. If you or a loved one are unable to venture easily from your home due to injury, illness, or disability, Compassion Salon Services can provide you with a rejuvenating hair salon service in the privacy and comfort of your own home. Please call 704-774-2204 for more information or visit us on the web at compassionsalon.com. Compassion Salon Services for immobilized persons. We believe the enrichment of life lies through compassion for the soul. So call us at 704-774-2204. That's 704-774-2204 for your in-home salon services. Welcome back to WDRB Media and WGIV, the soul of Charlotte, and those streaming live through the free TuneIn radio app. You're listening to Ask Lori, and I'm your host, Lori Ann Davis. If you're just tuning in, we have been discussing inspiring words for your relationships. And it has been a great show. Hopefully you're getting lots of good information out of it. And I also want to let you know, if you want to find, keep, and renew love and passion in your life, but you're having some issues in those areas, I am always here to help you.
For more information, check out my website. It's LoriAnnDavis.com, LORIANN Davis.com, where you can go to read my blogs, sign up for my newsletter, purchase my new book, find out what events I have coming up, follow me on social media. If you live in Charlotte, you might want to join my Successful Singles group. I try to have a lot of different ways that I can offer you help and assistance through all the different things that I'm doing. If you feel like you maybe want to talk to me about some help that I could offer you personally, you can always call me and we can set up a time for me to do a strategy session with you. I am here to help you create the relationship you have always wanted and deserved, and I really am passionate about that. So today we're discussing inspiring words for your relationship. We talked a little about your motive. We talked about unconditional love. We want to make sure that your motive is in line with your relationship. We want to do for others because we're a team and because our relationship is important, not necessarily what we're going to get back from the relationship. Now, that doesn't mean that I expect you to give and not ever give anything back. That would be a one-sided relationship, and that's not what we're talking about. But we just want to make sure that when we wake up every day, we look at our partner, we look at our relationships, that our motive really is that we're a team and that this other person is important in our lives. We want to remember that one of the greatest gifts we can give another human being is unconditional love. This really all starts with remembering that to love yourself. If you don't love yourself, then you're not capable of loving someone else, truly. We are also talking about how different people feel loved in different ways. Your partner might be showing you love, but you might not see that as love because you have a different picture in your mind of what love is like. I have done some shows in the past and I've written blogs about the love languages. It's a great book as well. We all feel loved and see love in different ways. So we need to make sure that, yes, we want to get love the way we want it, but we also want to make sure that we understand how our partner is giving us love, because it really might be something different than we are acknowledging. And so we want to make sure that we are acknowledging this. I work with clients on this a lot of times. This is something very common that comes up. Their partner really loves them, but they aren't able to see it. So this might take some communication with your partner to sort through this. If your relationship really isn't going the way you want it to, I would highly recommend that you seek help. Coaches are wonderful with helping you to really pinpoint what the issue is and sometimes giving you some really simple solutions to putting your relationship back on track. So we want to do this before the relationship goes too far and ends. I realize that sometimes relationships do need to come to an end, but let's make sure that that's the only option before we go there. So the coaches and I are really out there and we want to help you. There are so many of them and there are so many things that we can do for you. So remember, we're here to help you create the relationship you want and deserve. You're not alone. So if you're not happy, seek help and let us see what we can't do to guide you to having a better relationship. And on that note, I am very excited to announce that my book, Unmasking Secrets to Unstoppable Relationships, is finally here. It's been about a year in the making, and it's here. You can order it. Through this book, I am going to show you step by step in little small, very easy to accomplish ways how to create the relationship you deserve, how to understand the differences between men and women, how to end power struggles, and finally, how to have more love and passion in your relationship. So you can order your copy at my website. That's LoriAnnDavis.com, LORIANN Davis.com, or you can find it on Amazon. Be sure also to go to Amazon and look for Healing Words, Life Lessons to Inspire You by Mary Ellen CIganovich, who was our guest today. That's a great little book that you want to pick up. You can just go on Amazon and order both of them, I suppose, today. Thank you, family, for tuning in. We are so happy that you were with us today. Join us next week when we will reveal more secrets to finding, keeping, and renewing love and passion in your life, not only for this upcoming weekend, but for every day. Thank you, family. We are so glad you are here, and continue to tune in every Thursday at 8:30 p.m. for my show. Remember that you can also tune in on Tuesdays at 5 p.m. where Dr. Business and I will be answering your relationship questions, and you can get even more information and inspiration from us at that time. I'm Lori Ann Davis, and you're listening to Ask Lori on WDRB Media and WGIV, the soul of Charlotte. Have a great weekend.
I'm Peyton Manning, and I joined Nationwide because they put members first. And what's important to you is important to them.
What about my car?
Yep.
My retirement?
Uh-huh.
Our house?
Definitely. Protecting what you care about. Just another way Nationwide does it right. Nationwide is on your side.
Nationwide Mutual Insurance Company and affiliates, Columbus, Ohio. Paid spokesperson. Subject to underwriting guidelines and scales and availability vary.
Contact Nationwide agent Chance Perry for a free quote today. The only chance you want to take when protecting your business, life, and belongings. It's 704-554-5701. That's 704-554-5701. If you or a loved one are unable to venture easily from your home due to injury, illness, or disability, Compassion Salon Services can provide you with a rejuvenating hair salon service in the privacy and comfort of your own home. Please call 704-774-2204 for more information, or visit us on the web at compassionsalon.com. Compassion Salon Services for immobilized persons. We believe the enrichment of life lies through compassion for the soul. So call us at 704-774-2204. That's 704-774-2204 for your in-home salon services.